What is up, everybody? Matt with Mikey Designs here. I had a question from Raymond Luna as to how we price our shirts and what we use for invoicing. So stick around, we'll show you what we use and how we price out our jobs. Welcome back, everybody. Matt with Mikey Designs here, and I had a special request asking what invoicing system do we use and how we go about pricing out our jobs. How do we figure that out, right? So I just want to start off with, we use PayPal. PayPal.com. You can sign up for a business account. And we even have a debit card that is associated with the account, so we can invoice our customers, get paid at least half down, and we can use our card to make our shirt purchases from TSC, Sanmar, Alpha Broder, whomever you use. We have a debit card associated with the account. Now, this information is all going to be hid because I don't want to share that. That's personal stuff. But if I go over to invoicing, I have a list of, these are all invoices that we have created. I'm hiding this information here for confidentiality. But essentially what we do is, PayPal has this really cool invoicing system where you can create invoices that you send a link to a client. It allows them to pay with a debit or credit card on their end. Also, if someone just wants to pay with a check, you can use this system as well and record your payments, and I'll show you how that works. So let's go ahead and start a new invoice. I've made a template already. You can save these things as templates as you go. I've got my business logo and then my business information here. So all that is at the top of the invoice. If your client happens to give you a PO number, you can put that PO number here as well. For example, we have a church that we trust and we have no issues with them paying. And so they'll place an order. We'll put their invoice number here. Let's just say, for example, let's start out with a new client. They want t-shirts. Here's one way of doing it. Let's say you got someone's email address. So I'm going to send this to my own email address. Okay. So I'm my own customer today. Let's say I want some t-shirts. What I will do is I will kind of put a brief description of what the job is exactly. Let's say I wanted some t-shirts with a skull on it. So I'm just going to call it skull t-shirt screen printing. Let's say I wanted Gildan 2000 t-shirts. I wanted them black with a white skull, just a simple one color print. Let's go here and put Gildan 2000 black tees with a one color white print. We'll call this print flash print. Let's say I already have my sizes, or maybe this is just a quote. Sometimes I'll put pricing is for sizes youth extra small through adult extra large. Or even if you wanted to break down youth sizes and adult sizes, we do that a lot of times too. So actually, let's just call this small through extra large, because we all know a 2XL and a 3XL cost a little extra money, right? Let's say I wanted 12 t-shirts, okay? And we needed to charge me tax. I'm not tax exempt. I'll put my sales tax here. And you can add whatever your tax rate is in your area, you can add that to the drop-down menu for the taxes. Okay, we know it's a one color print, so we charge a screen fee of $20. So I'm going to put that in there as well. The taxable item. Now, let's say I needed some artwork created. We charge $50 an hour. for art. Maybe it's going to take me half an hour. Let's see, art fee at $50 an hour. Create skull art. Okay, so there's our little art fee. Here's our screen fee. Now we're going to figure out our price, right? We already have, there's a couple ways that we do it. We have a pricing chart in which we know what we need to charge for just screen printing. We also sometimes use Ryanet's. You can actually find this on Ryanet's YouTube page, but this is the pricing for profit calculator. We refer back to this just to make sure we're making money, we're not losing anything, even though we do have this pricing chart here. So sometimes we'll need to fluctuate how much money we are charging per garment. So let's go over to TSC Apparel. Let's see how much our shirts are actually costing today, and we'll factor that in. So I know our client wants a Gildan 2000 shirt in black, right? So we know that they are black t-shirts, right? Okay, so they're $191. Out of those 12, I wanted 4 medium, 4 large, 3 extra large, and 1 2XL. Excuse me, that's some fuzzy math there. I accidentally hit 2 there for 2XL. Got my wires a little crossed. Okay, we got our 12 shirts. And then one of the things I'll do is I'll just go through the checkout process, and I may have to hide part of this. Let's see, maybe not. Let's see, we know it. We want it to go. We need the shirts to come to us, and we need them shipped to us by UPS ground. Okay, so here we are. We have our shipping total of $13.80 with their handling of $3.95. Our t-shirts, what were they a piece? Our t-shirts were $191 at a basis of $191. I'll mark that up 200%. Let me pull up the calculator on screen. So I use a handheld calculator, but we'll do this on screen so that way you guys can kind of watch me do the math here. We know that our shirts are $191 a piece, right? And we're going to times that by 2. We're marking them up 100%. I'm going to times it by 12. That will give us our total. And let's go back to see how much our shipping is. Okay, so our shipping is $13.80 plus $3.95 shipping and handling. Okay, that gives us a total of $63.59. I'm just going to divide that by 12. So in this particular case, we're just going to round this up to $5.30. We'll go back to our invoice. We're going to punch in $5.30. Now that's just the shirt costs only, right? I'm going to go over to my pricing table. Here we are, $270. We'd charge one color, $270. In an automatic situation, you would charge for 2 screens, which would bump it up to the 2 color situation. But since we are a manual operation, we like to charge 15 cents for flashing and printing another color. So we're going to do $270 plus 15, excuse me. $270 plus 15. Like I said, I normally use a handheld calculator, so this is a little different for me, a little slower. Okay, so we have our screen printing price that we're going to charge, and then our price for our t-shirt. So let's go ahead and add that $5.30. Okay, so we're at $8.15 a t-shirt. Now, if the client wants them shipped, we give them a couple options. They can either pick them up or we can ship them to them. So let's say our shipping cost is $14 and we're going to charge them $5 for shipping and handling. That'll give us a $19 shipping rate. In this case, we could just go ahead and I could send this over to my email. It'll basically send the client an email with the total I'm going to go ahead and send that. So I'm going to go back to the email and I'll show that to you guys. But I just want to show you this cool feature here is you can save a PDF of this invoice and send that to your client as well. Let's say, for example, I didn't want it sent to an email address. Maybe we just know my name is Matt C. Okay. Instead of it being emailed, you can also just, like I said, let's go back to manage invoices and save that PDF and send it over to the client. And if they want to pay with a check or cash, whatever the case may be, you still have a way to have a paper invoice. And so I can print this out and have it ready to go for the client if they want to do cash or use a check. Also, one of the great things about PayPal is they do have a card reader. So that way, if they want to use a card, you can punch that manually in, just kind of like a Stripe system. So that way, if someone comes and they happen to pay with a card that day, you can go over to, or maybe they want to use cash, you can hit record payment. And hopefully, I want to punch this in, but I kind of don't want to screw up what I got going on. But let's say they just paid in cash in full. So you'll click cash or whatever the means of paying was, and then you'll hit record payment. One of the things that you can do is you can allow a partial payment. So if you wanted to collect half down on this, you could just punch that amount in here. And so 171.52 divided by 2. We know we need to collect at least 85.76 to get this job going. And then before we ship it or when they come to pick it up, the balance is due. So let's save that update. Okay, guys, so this is essentially how the client will see it. They know that their total is 171, right? 171.52. When they go to click view your invoice, this is a screen that will pull up. And as you can see here, it has the option for them to just pay with a credit card. If they have a PayPal account, they can use that as well. But they do not need a PayPal account in order to pay for this. They would just simply click pay the amount, and then they'll punch in their information. If they want to pay 50% down, they can choose that option as well. So let's say I just want to go ahead and pay 50% down, right? So it's going to pull up a screen. Let's see. I don't want to use my PayPal account, so I'm going to hit pay with a debit or credit card. Be sure to explain that to your clients. They do not need a PayPal account. And so this is where your client would enter their information in, and then they would go ahead and submit the payment, and then that would be transferred directly into your account. Now going to figuring out our pricing, right? How much does it cost for you to run your business? We've got everything broken down, and we know we need to make $5,907 a month to pay our bills and to keep doing this full time. This is wrong. And we do about 1,000 t-shirts a month, sometimes 1,500. So I will change this number at times depending on what our sales are like. Rather than lower the number because we've done less sales in a month, I generally just try and hit this marker here. So I'm not passing off the cost to clients that we work with because we're having a slow month. It's kind of up to us to make sure we're basically bringing in enough sales. So that's all up to your marketing and being sure you hit let's say if you're doing 1,000 shirts a month, that's kind of up to you. So we know that, just as an example, we know that our t-shirts cost $191, and we had 12 of them. And I believe our shipping was somewhere around $15. Let's go ahead and divide that by 12. So that's the cost of each one of our shirts. We're going to plug that in here. And not to redirect you from the channel, Ryanette does have a pretty great explanation as to how this all works. And so we're just kind of giving you a quick rundown as to how we use it. So my order is 12 t-shirts, right? And we know that I want a fairly large print, so it's probably going to cost me 10 cents a print, maybe 5 cents, depending on how much your ink costs. And we know that it will take one screen to do the job. I figured out my cost per screen. It cost me about $6.50. That's materials only, not including energy and water and all that. We've factored all that up here. And you can break this down however you want. I just kind of round it up and put it in the pricing calculator that way. If we want to make 10% profit, 25%, you can change that however you want. It gives you your suggested sell price. And so you kind of need to go back to your invoice. And for us, we just kind of use this to double check to see if we're making any money off the job. We try to make at least 10% profit. If we're doing well over $100,000 of sales in a year and we're making 10% profit, we're able to put away $5,000 to put back into the business. That works for us. So, where do you want to go with it? You want to be large? You just want to do this at home for a living? Change this number or whatever. If you can sell them on it, mark it up 50%. Do it. If you can sell them at $20 a shirt, hey, more power to you. Our market's pretty tight, and the cost of living here in Houston, it's it's cheaper than it is around the country. And so let's go back over to our invoice, and let's just double check to make sure I am charging enough per t-shirt. Maybe marking up the t-shirt 200% wasn't enough. We're charging them $8.15 a shirt. Okay, let's go back to our pricing calculator. $8.15 per t-shirt. Our pricing calculator is telling us we should charge $10.79 if we want to make 10% profit, right? But also down here we're charging a $20 screen fee plus $25 for art, so that's $45. In this case, we would be making 18.41% profit, and so that's kind of how we go about every single job. Even though we do have our pricing chart, we do like to double back and make sure we are charging enough. And there are times when we want the bills to be paid, and in order to win this client off, we're bidding between a couple people, and so we bring our profit down to zero, and we're not going to go below that $9.71. And essentially, we want to make sure that this is not in the red. If we did not charge that art fee and the screen fee, we would be losing out $18.71 on this job. That's kind of up to you guys. You got to figure out what your costs are, how much you need to be paid to make a living. You got to figure all that stuff out. And so that's something I can't really help you out with, but this is a great way to really figure that out. Go back, find out how many shirts you're printing a month, how much you need to make, how much your screen costs are, how much does it cost you in tape, how much does it cost you per screen in emulsion. If you're paying $55 for emulsion and you can get 100 screens out of it, figure all that stuff out. Well, guys, I hope that was helpful. I really appreciate you tuning in. As always, remember to subscribe, ding the bell so that way you get notifications next time we upload our video. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it so that way we can kind of spread the word and we can continue to make these videos for you guys. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.